Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Hamm Planet Podcast. Kenneth, we were amidst a great story, brother. Please continue.
So just to kind of sum it up, I mean, you know, like with my friends, I was lucky enough to have an amazing friend group who was, you know, accepting and made the process a lot easier. And then even with my family, one day my mom and I were arguing. That's how I came out to her. We were just fighting, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Son, are you gay?" And I just look back at her and I just say, "Yeah." And, you know, like, that's it. Just one word. Yeah.
And you're how old?
15.
And y'all arguing?
Yeah, we were just bickering about something. She says that she actually mentioned this the other day. She was like, "Yeah, like," she's like, "I just had to ask you." She's like, "You were just acting so crazy about everything." She was like, "You were just
It was the elephant in the room."
And she was like, "It was just so clear that, you know, like, you were going through so much, you know, trying to."
Did you not want to? Were you,
I was
in a sense, apprehensive to maybe tell your family?
Apprehensive, to say the least. You know, you hear so many horror stories about it. You just, you know, people who had great relationships with their parents prior, and then they tell them that, and then it just totally takes a 180. So I was definitely nervous, and my mom, after I said,
it's sad to see.
It's very sad to see,
sad.
you know, and it's common, unfortunately, as well. So, you know, you never know.
Especially, I mean, to be honest, with sons,
right? You know,
with women, it's more overall acceptable.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I hate that it's that way, but
no, that's true. It is more acceptable for women to mess around, or, you know,
to kind
just
of play
like
in the middle,
experiment,
right.
You know. But it's not for men, and that's kind of what sucks.
And so, and it was one of those things that I knew when I said it was going to be said, you know, so there is no going back from that. So she asked me, actually, which made it a lot easier because I didn't have to, like, you know, pose this conversation.
Yeah. And did y'all just, like, I just said, sit and talk after it?
No, I just said, yeah. And she said, "Okay." And I was like, "Okay." And then we just kind of walked away. And, you know, it just was what it was. You know, she never switched up, and, you know, like, you know, it was something that, you know, we just never really just fully discussed in detail until the other day, ironically. We had a, you know, and it just, she said, "Okay," you know, and that was what it was. And my mom we kind of have that dynamic, you know, we kind of understand each other. So she said, "Okay." And that was what it was. You know, she still to this day is like, "You going to bring somebody over for dinner?"
Okay was just one word, but probably the eyes and what she was thinking, and
and I think that
what you know about your mom,
and it cooled a lot of tension down. I do remember that time being tumultuous, and it was funny because I told her, I was like, I couldn't remember why. You know, she was like, I was like, I remember we were just fighting and arguing all the time, and that, like, me and my mom, we were always very, very close. So I was like, I just couldn't remember why. And
Mama's boy?
Absolutely, 120%.
Same here, brother.
Oh, I love my mom beyond belief.
Mom,
I mean, like, I just don't know what I would do without my mom. Like, yeah, so much the same that we get on each other's nerves, but, you know, it is what it is. That's my mom, and I admire. There's not one person on this earth that I would admire more than her. But
love it.
You know,
team mama's boy.
Heck yeah, there's no other way to be.
I'm team mama boy and girl dad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love my mom. It's beyond words. But, you know, so that was that. She said okay, and you know.
How about your dad?
My dad, I told my dad, he said... Was
it, like, more in a formal setting?
Well, he had mentioned, this was years later, too, because my dad, my real dad, does not live in the same home as us.
I gotcha.
So I don't, you know, I don't.
That's how
my mom didn't.
Well.
Yeah, like, my mom didn't go out of her way to tell him, like, what I disclosed with her. So one day he was mentioning women on the phone. We were talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know, we could go down to, like, the Riverwalk, because he's from Arkansas. He's like, go down to the Riverwalk, and, you know, there's always, like, cute girls there." And I was like, I'm not really into girls. And he was like, "What are you trying to say?" Like, he's like, "You're gay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that." And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he was like, "Well, you know," he took a little pause, and then he just starts up with, He goes, well, you're my son, and I'm gonna always love you no matter what. I want you to be safe, and I want you to be careful. But that doesn't change anything for me. Those are like basically his words.
He's been
and it's just been it's just been what it was. My sister was absolutely amazing as well. Like I've been really, really blessed. So.
Older sister, younger sister?
Older sister and younger too.
Oh, hell yeah.
In my knee. Oh, never mind. Let's just skip this part. But, so it's been really.
Everyone was supportive.
Very supportive. And I couldn't be more thankful. Yeah, right. Yeah, I would agree with that. Not everybody's parents are. Even if my parents were upset, they dealt with that on their own time, which I'm thankful for that. I'm not saying that it was just like, oh, great, I wouldn't know, but
that's what everyone hopes and prays for. Is that,
right. And I do not take for granted. I was very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Cohesion of love and just understanding and saying, you know what, we're people and. Whatever makes you happiest and however you need to fulfill that, I fucking love it and I'm here for you, and that's what love's all about.
It is. I mean, hey,
he has good people around him.
And it doesn't matter, whatever the fuck you're into.
And the same stands true. I do respect all of my peers, and in the respect from is returned. So hey, I couldn't ask for more.
I think we all respect him, and he respects us. And I think that's all that matters. Having good people around you, good vibes, good people.
GVL, good
glorious
vibes only.
Stories.
Yeah.
Mad respect, Tori. Mad respect.
Mad respect.
Mad respect. Kenneth, appreciate you sharing your story, brother.
Absolutely.
We are so glad to hear this story.
A lot out there who probably
need to hear this.
Really value that.
Yeah.
And it'll give them a lot of peace of mind and courage to share their own story.
I would hope so. I
hope that people hear his story and get courage from it.
Yeah, if only courage.
If
only one person,
courage
would hear
from
that,
it.
I would be happy with just one person.
One person,
I'd be happy
anyone.
With none. If I enlightened anybody in any way, I'm cool with that.
It's good to speak your truth.
Yeah, it's better to live it.
Live and speak your truth, babe.
Yeah.
Speak your truth, live your truth.